So we're going to start this project from the beginning, looking at the actual demo project. So you can go to the blackboard. It's located under Revit project files. And then we'll go into Revit, and we're going to go to Open. In this case, we'll find the one we actually downloaded. So the first thing we're going to do is create the schedule for the spaces. So again, we're using the 3D model eventually to generate the analysis. So a couple things that we need to do first. If we go to Analyze, we have Schedules, and we are going to create a space schedule. And then we're going to add name number. So it's going to be name number and space type. So we'll reference the handout. So here we are. So we know we didn't create these, so we're going to select them all by clicking on one spot, holding down the Shift key. And then we're going to go ahead and say delete row. We're going to say OK. So now we have no spaces. So we're going to go to our ground level, and we're going to start creating spaces. So this will take us to step number 2. After we create the spaces, delete the spaces on the schedule, we're going to go ahead and create the spaces. So we're going to go to our Analyze space, and then we're going to snap within the spaces. So this is an outside space. So ignore right now the stairwell and the shaft. In class we eliminated that. So we're just going to go through here for number 2, space. Outside, and then we'll go to the second floor. Now we're going to get a warning here saying that spaces overlap. We had that last time. And what's happening there is we're getting this piece from first floor peeking through. So we're going to go ahead and go to View. I'm going to quickly make a section. And then we can go to maybe section 3. We can't see anything right now. We're going to pick this section. We can expand this, get all of our building. I'm going to type in V and G. It's V and then G, and this will take us to the visibility graphics. I'm going to go to spaces and turn on interior. We'll see it now. A couple things we can see right off the bat. If I select this space here, we can see it's actually projecting above. So we're going to fix that by fixing the slab. Another thing I can see is this is not tall enough. So if I select the space and pull it up, it will actually crop to the bottom of the floor. But to fix this slab here, we're going to have to go back to level 1. And we're going to have to fix that floor. So in the class I knew that was the floor. A couple things we can do is go to View, Thin Lines, down here, Wireframe, so that's visibility. Pick this. That's the floor edge. If I hover over it, it'll say floor. Edit boundary. So that allows us to edit the boundary of that floor. So let's look at that again. Edit boundary, I'm going to pick that and then move it out to the facade, and then finish. And we'll say no to this. Would you like walls to go? No. So that should have fixed now. I'm going to go back to our section. And nope, it looks like it didn't fix it. Oh, the reason why we were on the wrong floor. So we need to go to second floor. Sorry, second floor. Pick that edge. Edit boundary. Move that out. So we moved the one floor, but would you like to? No. Okay, now we should be good. So make sure you do this on the second floor. Go to section 3. Okay, we can see our floor is out now. And now we can see our space is no longer overlapping. So this is a critical fix. Okay, so we have this. Next thing I'm going to do is go to user and then turn on system browser. Go to 3D view. Again, with our views, if we go to view, close hidden will close all our views. These are all the spaces we have right now. And you can see the one thing we forgot to do is when we added 1, I changed the number. If we go to the space schedule, these are all our spaces. We can actually just change this now. Doesn't really matter, but it doesn't make sense to have stuff from a higher number. Okay, so let's go back to the floor plan. This is our default. We don't want to use our default. We're going to go to analyze zones, create a zone, and then what we want to do is click on edit zone and then add spaces. And we want to start to add all our spaces. So we can also do a crossing. Go to first floor. Make sure we're on add spaces, do a crossing, go to our second floor, add spaces, do a crossing. So now we have everything in zone 1. Then we can say finish editing. This is where our properties are. So building is telling us what type of service type, but we can say VAV single duct. All our other information will set up in the analysis. What else do we have? So that's zone 1. We can change the name. So under our properties here is zone 1. So that's our zone. That means we have that one thermostat. Okay, so if we pick this, we can always go to edit zone and edit it and finish. So anytime we come here, we get the option to edit the zone, add and remove. And we never really see the zone, but it's represented by this sort of cross hair and the lines extending. So now we go to analyze, heating and cooling. So this is where we can see our model now. Shift right click allows us to spin around. This is where we went last time, and we were able to isolate a zone. Looks like we have, looks like we still have some issues. I think when we moved that floor, it caused some problems there. But we can also look at all of this, isolate one, look at the analytical services for specific zone, break it down to a wall space. Some of these have 2 stories. And then we can set the building. So if we're doing so if it's an office, you can say an office. And then we have the construction type. So this is where we can use a specific construction, create a new, and this is where you're going to be changing. So if we go to construction 1, we can override specific parts. Building is sort of the overview, and these are the actual, maybe the tests. So like option 1, option 2. So you're going to run 2 different versions. One maybe using the standard building, and then 2 coming in and changing one thing. So we'll look at that. Okay, this gives us all our calculations, general location. So building type office. We want to pick our location. Chicago, Illinois is fine, but in case it's not picked. So there's our service VAV box. We can eliminate this. This is where we can say alter the construction. In this case, we'll leave it just as it was, standard, and then we can calculate. But before we do that, let's just save the settings. Let's go back to level 1. Again, if we hover, we'll get the tab. That's the wall I moved earlier. So let's take a look at our spaces now. Okay, no more errors, so we fixed that little glitch there that I produced. So you can see how now everything's okay. Now each different zone can have a different building. So we could come here, apply, say construction 1. For that, and then let's go to our 3D view. Let's go ahead and analyze, and then heating mode. Let's go ahead and calculate. So there it is. We have our peak cooling and peak heating. Okay, to there. So now we're going to go back to our analyze, heating and cooling modes. This is where we can go to detail. Could just come here and say edit construction 2, roofs. Adding insulation, exterior windows, change the windows, hit OK, calculate it. And again, this is something that you can do comparing to what you did to the what you did for the eQuest Revit evaluation. And if we go to reports, load reports, we'll see our 2 reports. So you see we've come down. So what we can do then is just take the first part here, copy that. You can go to Word. Paste that, do the same for the other report, and then print out these 2 pages. Make sure you label it with your name, and let's see what the difference is. Now again, have some thought on what you're changing, and take a look at the U values for the default. And then, well, this will be part 1, and part 2 we'll look at the more advanced schedule settings that we did in class.